Good morning, students. Welcome to online session of accountancy. Last two classes we have studied about liquidity ratios. Liquidity ratio means short-term solvency. In that, two kinds of ratios come. First is current ratio, second is liquid ratio or quick ratio or acid test ratio. Now, what are the formula of these ratios? Formula of current ratio is current assets divided by current liabilities. Formula of liquid ratio or quick ratio or acid test ratio is liquid assets divided by current liabilities. In today's class, we are going to understand about second type of ratio, that is solvency ratio. It is also called long-term solvency. First, we will understand about the meaning of solvency. So, solvency of a business means that the business is in a position to meet its long-term financial obligations as and when they become due. What is the meaning of solvency ratio? Solvency ratio are the ratios which show whether the enterprise will be able to meet its long-term financial obligations, that is long-term liabilities. Now we are having few important solvency ratios here. First is debt to equity ratio, second total asset to debt ratio, third proprietary ratio, and fourth is interest coverage ratio. Today we are going to understand about first one, that is debt to equity ratio. Now this debt to equity ratio shows relationship between long-term external equities, that is also called external debts, and internal equities, that is also called shareholder funds, and that is of any enterprise. Now what is the reason behind the computation of this ratio? It is computed to assess long-term financial soundness of the enterprise. Means how much a particular enterprise is able to pay or clear their long-term financial obligations. Now here again one question arises, what is the meaning of external equities? So external equities or external debts are the liabilities of the enterprise payable to outsiders, means outside of that particular enterprise. They include long-term borrowings and long-term provisions, and both are shown as non-current liabilities in the equity and liabilities part of the balance sheet. Now here is the one word, that is provision. So what is the meaning of provision? That provision is made to meet a liability amount of which is not determined, but it is provided by making best estimates. Means that amount nobody will be able to figure out that proper amount, but on the basis of estimation this provision will be created. Now long-term provisions are in nature of long-term liability, and they included in external equities, that is external debt, in spite of the fact that the amount may be different at the time of settlement of liability. Means on the basis of estimation provision will be created, and it is not like that whatever provision that enterprise have created, liability will be of same amount. That amount can be different at the time of settlement of liability. Now we are having this formula here. Computation debt to equity ratio is computed as follows. Means how computation or that calculation of debt to equity ratio will be done. So for debt to equity ratio we are having formula, that is debt divided by equity or shareholder funds. Now this debt to equity ratio is expressed as pure ratio, as we have studied earlier, as current ratio and liquid ratio was there. In same manner debt to equity ratio is also expressed in pure ratio. For example 2:1. Now how debt will be calculated? For debt we have to add long-term borrowings and long-term provisions, or the total debt minus current liabilities, or capital employed minus equity. So the three formulas are given here. We have to apply on the basis of the information which will be provided in question. This last one here, it is given one formula that capital employed minus equity. That formula is created out of the original formula. What is the original formula here? That is capital employed is equal to debt plus equity. If the simple debt and equity in a normal way this amount will be given, then we will simply add. If it is given in another kind or in another information, then we will use. Suppose in a question it is given like non-current assets, working capital and fictitious asset. Then what we'll do? We'll add working capital in non-current assets and we will deduct the amount of fictitious assets. Now we'll understand about equity and shareholder funds. How we will calculate or which item we will take which will result in the amount of share and equity, shareholders and equity. Suppose in a question share capital and reserve is given, then we will add the amount of these items. If non-current assets, tangible assets, intangible assets, non-current trade investment, long-term loan and advances, working capital, non-current liabilities, that is long-term borrowings and long-term provision is given, then what to do? For that we will apply second formula. So whichever items will be given in the question, whichever the type of information will be provided in question, on the basis of that we will use the formula here. Now we are talking about second formula. So if all this information is given, then what to do? Then we will take non-current assets. If both tangible and intangible assets is given, that we will add. If non-current investment is given, that we will add. After that we will add long-term loans and advances, working capital. If the direct non-current liabilities we will given, that we will take as it is. Otherwise it will be given in a manner of long-term borrowings and long-term provisions. Then we will add it. Okay. Now next case is total assets or total debt will be given in the question. So we will take total debt, we will take total assets and we will deduct total debt out of that. Okay. Working capital formula, as you all know, current assets minus current liabilities. So here description of non-current borrowings is given as they are shown in balance sheet under non-current liabilities, and it include debentures, bonds, loan from banks and financial institutions and public deposits. Now in long-term provisions, that they will be shown in balance sheet under non-current liabilities, and it include liabilities like provision for gratuity, leave encashment, etc. Now what will happen if there is changes in the debt to equity ratio? If there is high debt to equity ratio, it means the enterprise is depending more on borrowings or external debts as compared to the shareholder funds. Now in fact what will happen, as higher the debt ratio, that will be higher the risk and the safety will be lower. And in other hand, if the case is different, opposite of it, then that if low debt of equity ratio is there, that means that enterprise is depending more on the equity or shareholder funds than the external equities. And what will the effect of this in the enterprise? Lenders, they will be at the lower risk and they have the higher safety. Means that people or the party, those who are giving that loan or money to that particular enterprise, they are having a very low risk. Means this enterprise can easily return their money. The ideal ratio is considered as 2:1. Objective and significance. The objective of debt to equity ratio is to measure the proportion of equity external funds and shareholder funds or equities, you can say, which is invested in the company. Now this ratio assesses long-term financial position and soundness of the long-term financial policies of the enterprise. It also indicates the extent to which the enterprise depends on borrowed funds for its business. As on the basis of debt to equity ratio, an enterprise can easily understand their capability to pay off their long-term obligations. After this, we are having some questions here. Question number 36 to question number 46. Okay, we are having questions related to debt to equity ratio. See, I think now you all are having your book. You can go through the book. If you're not having, you can take screenshot of this, keep it you, and after this I'll explain solution. So here is question number 36 to question number 40. You can easily see. Now this is question number 41. Question number 42, 43, 44. Like this 43, 42 and 43, 44, 45. All these questions are like theory questions. Calculation is not there. So we can discuss that. This is question number 46. That's all. After this, I'll share the solutions.